Hey everyone, we're here at the Multicultural Education Institute, and this is Infusing Global Learning and Competencies into Curriculum every day. This is going to be more of an exploratory 30-minute workshop, and I personally want to thank you because I know I often do not attend the workshops for people I presume are white during Multicultural Institute. So thank you for risking it with me. No, ultimately, my goal is just to share and uplift voices and resources that I've gained and learned about through the Fulbright Teachers for Global Classrooms program that I'm a part of. And on the website that you'll explore later, there's lots more about the program. But for now, my name is Whitney Peters, and I am the ESL newcomer teacher with Fort Worth ISD. My ultimate goal is that I hope that you finish this exploration with some new resources, maybe resources that are more reflective, others that maybe you can start using next week or next year or next month. And finally, I hope that you consider applying to a program or a course where you can learn more about global education. So I want to start with saying I lived and worked in Nicaragua right after the university in Central America. And many people used to ask me, why do you live in a different country when there's problems and work to be done in our backyard? I'm guessing none of you have ever said that, so good job. And truly, my answer is that is why I left, because I knew I was part of this community. I knew I wanted to transform and grow and change and be in a different culture and a different language. So ultimately, I can be back in this community and be a better change agent, to be a better community member, to understand different perspectives in my city and in my community, to be in solidarity with people who I probably would have never been in solidarity with before. So that is why I left. And I think the same when I kind of consider global learning, because I've heard maybe doubts or naysayers say, well, the students need to learn other things first, or we don't have time to add another program in. But it doesn't have to be one or the other. And global learning is actually meant to be added into everyday curriculum, because it's bigger than we think. It's not just celebrations and cultures and language. It's reflecting on who we are and who our neighbors are. It's taking action on issues in the world and in our communities. It's learning to be better communicators, to be better empathizers. So to me, global learning is essential for our students so that then they can transform their community here and now. They can transform their schools and their families and their cities. So I deeply believe in global learning the more I've learned about it. I'm going to just briefly touch on the 4 domains. There's more to explore on the website if you're interested. So I take the domains and the rubrics with the domains as more of a tool to use when you're planning, when you're lesson planning or reflecting on old lessons. So for example, I just use, after learning about this, it's not just a theory. This is a tool to use as you're planning. So I went back to an old unit after learning about this, and I reflected and I looked at the unit and I said, okay, wow, we're really not reflecting and recognizing perspectives anywhere in this lesson plan. So I need to add some activity or some questioning thinking routine that's going to get us to think about, okay, maybe if people read this poem in a different community, what would their take be on it? If this project, are we taking action in this lesson plans? Are we actually doing productive things for our school and community in our classroom projects? Or are we just getting TEKS done? So these are tools for planning. Explore that later on. But really what I want to leave with you is my personal takeaways from global education. So what I've really started doing is adding more moments of reflection every day in class. On the website, there's Harvard thinking routines that I highly recommend. They're simple things, but to repeat and have a routine of some of these questions that create reflection on perspectives is essential in our classrooms. The projects or problem solving, so the performance task, the end products, they need to matter and they need to be real. So we're not just, writing a poem because it's what we need to practice. We're writing a poem so that we can, this poem allows us to reflect on our identity and our culture. And then we're going to share these poems with a community in the Netherlands. And they're going to share their poems with us, and we're going to learn about their culture. Or even we're going to share these poems with the school down the street. A great place to start for this in any subject is with the Sustainable Development Goals. This will help you to the SDGs are world goals that the UN sets that are very proleptic goals, like rigorous, future-oriented goals that seem nearly impossible to attain. However, they're good things to achieve, to aim for. And so if we can take these world issues and goals and break it down into more of a mustard seed problem as we explore and how these SDGs affect our community here, that is work that matters and is real in the classroom. I need to determine how my students can share with a larger audience and listen to diverse new voices in authentic ways. On the website, I included lots of different platforms to share globally, but I also am just trying to think, how often do we even just invite someone from our community to listen to whatever we've created, or that we go to present somewhere, or that we invite, or we just jump on to Flipgrid with people from another school? I want to expose my students more to a different audience and to different people sharing. Finally, think globally. What I understand is that a lot of times I think global learning, people think, okay, that's nice, but what does it have to do with here? And I talked about this earlier, but the issues in the world can help us to look at our own communities in a different light. I think a lot about the SDG, the development goal of clean water throughout the world. And a lot of times we think that's this goal that doesn't affect us, but I'm sure there's issues of water right here in our own community. Or gender equality in schools. It affects us here. And also by learning about that in a bigger way, the way that we encounter gender differences in our own community starts to change as well. So I hope this gives you some tangible ideas to think about as you explore the website. I encourage you to choose things that you like and that are interesting. If you open something, you're like, ugh, what is this? Choose something else. I have both tangible resources, things that you can use tomorrow, and I also have more reflective resources, that just big picture about global learning. So choose what you want, and I'm just really appreciative that our district has this opportunity, and I'm hopeful for the ways that we're transforming and growing every day. So keep learning about global learning and how it can transform our communities and our students. Thank you guys. Have fun exploring.